I'm Victor Fernandez of Fernandez Fit, and I'm here to show you why fitness is our business. Hello and welcome once again to the Fitness is Our Business podcast, the show that helps busy professionals not simply survive, but thrive in their demanding personal and professional lives by taking control of their health and well-being. I'm your host, Victor Fernandez. Thanks for joining me as you do each and every week. I truly appreciate it. Now, if this is your first time listening in, welcome. I just want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. But if you've been following for a while, the second, third, fourth, umpteenth time, make sure to subscribe to the show and share it far and wide, because many more people need to learn that fitness is our business. That being said, it's time to speak the truth. The number one excuse, and yes, I said excuse, not reason or challenge or obstacle, that I hear from busy professionals when it comes to fitness is this: I just don't have time. Between meetings, deadlines, travel, family, the day feels just uber jam-packed. And when you finally do sit down at night, the last thing you want to think about is working out. Same thing in the morning. When you first wake up and you know what you got coming ahead of you during that day, that's the last thing you want to think about as well. Does that sound familiar to any of you out there? Because I know for the longest time it did to me. It was ingrained in my brain. So here's the truth. And I wish I'd learned this a long time ago. You don't need 90 minutes in a gym to see results. What you need are small, intentional actions that really fit inside our otherwise crazy schedules. And you really don't need a whole lot of time to do that at all. As a matter of fact, if you're training 90 minutes and longer, unless you're training for a specific reason, an event, a competition, something along those lines, you're training entirely way too long, and you're dealing with the idea of overtraining at that point. So today I wanted to talk about fitting fitness into a packed schedule, and we all have them. And really it starts with micro workouts, small little workouts. I like to call them fitness snacks. Not a full meal, but you don't need the full meal where a snack will do just fine. 10 minutes at your desk, in your office, in a hotel room. I know some of my clients travel a good bit for work, so they're in a different place every day when they're training, but they're doing the work no matter how little amount of time that it takes them to do it. Push-ups against your desk, on the floor, body weight squats, resistance band movements. You can pack those easily in a travel bag, and take it with you. You set a timer, you crank them out, and boom, you moved your body, you boosted your energy, and you're done, and you can go about the rest of your day. 10 minutes might not feel like much, but when you start stacking those 10-minute, 15-minute sessions day after day, week after week, month after month, all of a sudden you look up and realize you've done hours and hours of training, maybe without even realizing it. And that's the thing. It's small wins, micro wins, if you will, that really start stacking on top of one another and lead to very large, very big goals being completed. So that's the first step in the process. Here's another one. We all have meetings, Zoom meetings, phone calls, whatever it may be, or even in person where we meet for lunch or have a drink or a cup of coffee, whatnot. Why not turn one of those, especially the in-person ones, into a walking meeting? Or even if you're meeting virtually, you can head on the phone, put your earbuds in, and go for a walk while you're having a conversation, while you're working on that deal or talking to that client. Because we've all had those long sit-down meetings. That's why I have a stand-up desk, so I can actually stand up during calls, during meetings, and be able to at least stretch my legs and move around a little bit, get the blood flowing. Not only are you burning calories, but research shows that walking actually improves creativity and problem solving. Think of it this way: how many times you guys been thinking about something really deeply, trying to solve a problem, come up with a solution, and you're pacing back and forth? It's ingrained in us. It might be nervous pacing, whatever you want to call it, but we start moving, kind of get the blood flowing, if you will. So that's a win for our bodies and for our business as well. Here's one that took me a long, long time to learn, and I thank one of my mentors and coaches, Jonathan Loudermilk of Smart Shark and Smart Publishing, for teaching me this, because it was something I never used to do, and that's called calendar blocking. And I tell people before I started doing all that, I was the dog from up. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. I would start 10 different projects all in the same day and not complete one of them because I would go from this one, stop, go to that one, stop, go to that one. I could never focus on just one thing at a time and complete it from start to finish. But for me, when I have that time blocked off, that's what I'm focusing on. Whatever project, whether it's client check-ins on Monday or content creating on Tuesday, which I do, I have that time blocked off on my calendar for a reason. And not just a block of time, just a random block of time, but the amount of time that I know if I'm truly focused, I'm going to get it done in that period of time. And frankly, let's face it, it's not on our calendar. It doesn't exist, and it won't happen. It won't take place. So you want to treat your workouts like you would a business meeting with the same non-negotiable respect, not priority, non-negotiable. Even if it's just 20 minutes, block that 20 minutes out on your calendar. Make sure nobody else can slide a meeting or a phone call into that time slot. Protect that time. It's yours. It's valuable. Use it to your advantage. And then watch just how much easier it becomes for you to stay even more consistent. It's amazing how that works. All right, active commuting. It seems simple. You don't have to overhaul your commute. I'm not saying if you live in one town and you work in another, you should walk there. What I am saying is just tweak it a little bit. You're driving into work, instead of parking right in front of the building, maybe you park a little ways down. Forces you to walk a little bit more. You're able to get a few more steps in. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. It's just little adjustments like that. It really doesn't take grandiose changes. It really doesn't. It doesn't take wholesale changes. It takes little tweaks, little adjustments to turn wasted minutes into valuable active minutes. And again, like I said earlier, those small wins start to add up over time and add up big. Finally, there's the 2-for-1 habits. I mean, talk about, we all like to utilize our time as efficiently as possible. We try to, get as many things done in one fell swoop as we can. It's a great use of our time. So double dip your time in this respect. Do a quick stretch, while your coffee's brewing. You're waiting to drink your coffee to perk up in the morning. Get a few stretches in while that coffee's percolating. Get some mobility drills done while you're catching up on a Zoom call, as long as you don't have to be on camera. It might seem silly or seem weird, or maybe it'll start a trend and everybody else will want to do it with you. I have had a client actually share with me that he actually does this. If he doesn't have to be on camera during a Zoom call, he will actually get his stretches or start getting his workout, whatever it may be, in, because obviously they can't see him, but he can hear them, they can hear him, so he can, again, kill two birds with one stone and be able to utilize his time much more efficiently. It's amazing what you can do when you're just intentional and consistent, with what you want and need to accomplish. Pairing movement with something you already do really makes fitness automatic. I mean, what have I said for many, many years? In the time that I've been doing this, if you know me, I've said this many times before. The health and well-being, in part, is moving our bodies meaningfully, in a meaningful manner. Nowhere does it say it has to be this way or it has to be that way. It's better to do something meaningful, move our bodies in a meaningful way, than to not do anything at all. Well, there you have it, folks. Real simple steps. I know it sounds simple, much harder to put into effect. That's where doing it, even if we don't want to, comes into play, because then we start developing positive habits over time. And like I said earlier, you don't need to overhaul your life. Fitness doesn't have to be all consuming. I know there's people out there who think just because I'm a health and fitness coach that I live to be in the gym and I'm in the gym 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Frankly, I'm not. I'm not right now. I'm talking about it, but I'm not actively doing it. But a short time ago, I finished my workout. So I made sure that time is blocked off on my calendar, and I'm intentionally taking that time for me. It's amazing just how little time and effort you really need to sneak in some health and well-being, some fitness, wherever you can. Because at the end of the day, thriving professionally starts with taking care of ourselves personally. That's the meaning behind Fitness is our business. Thanks so much for listening. I hope what we've shared on this show truly resonates with you. If you want to learn more about the health and fitness services I provide, head to my website, fernandezfit.com. If you're ready to connect with me about health and fitness coaching, send an email to info@fernandezfit.com or a text to 814-504-7774. And of course, you can find me all across social media, Victor Fernandez 123 on Facebook, Fernandez Fit on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, as well as the Healthy Lives, Healthy Business channel on YouTube. Thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, always remember, fitness is our business.